Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we begin this video, don't forget to give it a like. It truly encourages us to keep sharing beneficial content, inshallah. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our future videos on faith, spirituality, and Islamic reminders. Barakallahu feekum. May Allah bless you and enjoy the video. In Islam, love is seen as much more than just an emotional attachment or a fleeting feeling. It is regarded as a deep, sacred connection that is often guided and blessed by Allah. When we talk about being with someone who truly loves you according to Allah's will, it's essential to understand that love, in this sense, is not driven by worldly desires or superficial attractions. It is something purer, more stable, and deeply aligned with divine wisdom. When Allah wants you to be with someone, He places specific signs and feelings in your heart and in the circumstances around you to guide you toward what is best for you, both in this life and in the next. Many people chase love based on their personal desires, emotions, or social pressures. However, love that is guided by Allah feels different. It brings peace, comfort, and a sense of spiritual alignment that cannot be faked or forced. When Allah wants you to be with someone, one of the first things you will notice is the absence of inner turmoil. You don't feel restless, overly anxious, or constantly uncertain. Instead, your heart feels at ease. It's not about blind certainty or ignoring challenges, but there is a natural calmness and clarity that settles within you. This peace is often what Muslims describe as sakina, a tranquility that comes when something is right and pleasing to Allah. Additionally, this kind of love does not pull you away from your Creator. It does the opposite. When Allah wills for you to be with someone, your relationship with that person strengthens your connection with Him. You find that your worship improves, your character refines, and your sense of purpose becomes clearer. You begin to support one another in acts of obedience, whether that's encouraging prayer, seeking knowledge, avoiding what's haram, or building habits that bring you closer to Allah. Love that is truly from Allah uplifts both people spiritually. It becomes a source of mutual growth where each person pushes the other toward righteousness, not sin. When Allah wants two people to be together, the relationship naturally respects Islamic boundaries. There's no need to force modesty, respect, or patience because these values will flow genuinely between you. Both of you will have a natural inclination to protect the purity of the relationship, to avoid what is displeasing to Allah, and to keep your interactions within the limits He has set. It will not feel like a burden or a restriction. Rather, you will both value and prioritize those boundaries because you know that true love is protected by them. It is also important to note that when Allah guides your heart towards someone, He will often guide circumstances in your life to support that connection. This is not to say that everything will always be easy or without challenges, but there will often be moments where doors open in ways you didn't expect. You may find that family, friends, and even life situations begin to align in a way that eases your path toward this person. These are signs of Allah's facilitation, showing you that what He wants for you will come with the right kind of support and timing. At the same time, when Allah wants you to be with someone, He may test you, but the relationship will survive and even grow stronger through those tests. It is not a fairy tale path, free from all hardship, but a relationship that withstands difficulty with patience and sincerity. Even in moments of disagreement or emotional distance, there will be mutual respect, mercy, and a genuine desire to work things out in a halal and mature way. Another deep sign that Allah is guiding you to someone is that your feelings are consistent and grounded. Love that is purely emotional or based on physical attraction tends to be unstable and impulsive. But love that is from Allah is steady and thoughtful. It brings out your best self while making you want to be even better for the sake of the other person, and, more importantly, for the sake of Allah. It's not about perfect compatibility or the absence of flaws, but rather about accepting and loving someone in a way that pleases Allah and brings goodness into both of your lives. Ultimately, the idea of Allah wanting you to be with someone is not just about finding a partner. It is about finding someone who becomes part of your journey toward the hereafter. It is about choosing someone who helps you fulfill your purpose as a Muslim, someone who helps you protect your faith, and someone who stands beside you as you walk the path of life with all its challenges and tests. This is why love according to Allah's will is a source of peace, growth, and divine blessings. When you sincerely seek Allah's guidance through prayer, especially through istikhara, and when you rely on His wisdom over your own limited understanding, He will guide your heart toward what is best for you. Trusting Allah in this process brings its own form of comfort, because whether He unites you with the person you desire or steers you away, you know that His plan is better than anything you could choose for yourself. Love, when it is truly from Allah, will always lead you toward what benefits your soul, what strengthens your faith, and what ultimately brings you closer to Him. When Allah wants you to be with someone who truly loves you, one of the clearest indications is found in the spiritual signs that emerge naturally within you and within the relationship. These signs are not superficial or temporary. They are deep, consistent feelings and behaviors that align with the principles of Islam and bring you closer to Allah. One of the most beautiful and powerful signs is the feeling of peace and tranquility in your heart. In Arabic, this is known as sakina, a sense of calm, security, and emotional balance that Allah places between two people when their connection is blessed. This peace is not dependent on constant attention, extravagant gestures, or unrealistic perfection. It is a quiet, stable feeling that reassures you that this person is a source of comfort, not confusion or emotional instability. Unlike relationships based solely on passion or worldly attraction, a relationship blessed by Allah does not constantly leave you questioning your worth, your role, or your future. You do not feel the need to chase the person or doubt their intentions. Your heart is settled because the connection is sincere and built on trust. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Consult your heart. Righteousness is that about which the soul feels at ease and the heart feels tranquil." When Allah wants you to be with someone, this tranquility is one of the first gifts He gives you. It is as if your heart naturally feels safe with this person, not because everything is perfect, but because the foundation is sincere and built on honesty. Another clear spiritual sign is that the relationship brings you closer to Allah rather than pulling you away from Him. Love that is not from Allah often distracts us from our faith. It consumes our time, clouds our judgment, and sometimes leads us to compromise our values. In contrast, when Allah wills for you to be with someone, that person motivates you to strengthen your worship. They remind you of your prayers, encourage you to engage in good deeds, and inspire you to build a better relationship with Allah. Even without directly asking, their presence in your life encourages you to become a more mindful, disciplined, and grateful servant of Allah. True love in the Islamic sense is one where both people push each other to grow spiritually. They are not just partners in worldly life, but also companions on the path to the hereafter. You help each other avoid what is sinful and instead build habits that earn Allah's pleasure. It becomes natural to remind each other about prayer times, to share Islamic knowledge, and to work together in achieving good both in private and public. When one person feels weak in their faith, the other offers support, not judgment. When one struggles, the other patiently helps them realign their focus. This mutual spiritual growth is one of the clearest signs that the relationship is guided by Allah. Furthermore, when Allah wants you to be with someone, respecting Islamic boundaries feels effortless and natural. It does not feel forced, and you do not feel as though you are sacrificing your faith to keep the relationship. Instead, both people willingly choose to prioritize halal behavior because they both fear displeasing Allah and they value His guidance above all else. They avoid haram conversations, haram meetings, and haram forms of physical contact because their love for Allah is stronger than their worldly desires. This kind of mutual respect is essential, and it can only happen when both people genuinely understand that true success comes from obedience to Allah. Many people, especially when they are emotionally involved, fall into the trap of thinking that love must be proven through constant physical closeness or by ignoring Islamic limits. But love that is guided by Allah teaches patience and self-control. It teaches that what is meant for you will come to you in the right time and in the right way. Both people are committed to waiting for the halal path, marriage, because they know that blessings come when they trust Allah's timing and follow His rules. In addition to respecting boundaries, another spiritual mark is that the people around you, especially those who are wise and sincere, recognize the goodness of the relationship. Sometimes Allah places good people in your life to confirm what your heart feels. They see that the relationship brings out the best in you, that you are more kind, more peaceful, and more focused on your faith when you are with this person. Their sincere approval is often a confirmation that the connection is not just emotional, but is rooted in something deeper and more meaningful. Also, when Allah wants you to be with someone, your du'as, your sincere prayers, begin to align with the direction of the relationship. You may find that Allah softens your heart toward this person over time, that your feelings grow in a steady and respectful way, and that your connection feels more like a blessing than a burden. Sometimes, your istikhara, the prayer of seeking guidance, will bring clarity and a sense of reassurance, whether through internal peace or through external signs. Ultimately, the most significant spiritual mark is that your love for the person never exceeds your love for Allah. You understand that this person is a blessing, but not the purpose of your life. Your main goal remains to please Allah, to grow in your deen, and to work towards Jannah. This balanced perspective keeps your heart from becoming overly attached in an unhealthy way. It teaches you that even if Allah wants you to be with someone, your happiness and your worth are always connected to your Creator first. Love guided by Allah is safe, peaceful, pure, and always pushes you towards something higher and more lasting than this world. When Allah wants you to be with someone who truly loves you, one of the most powerful signs is the way He facilitates the relationship. This concept is known in Islam as tawfiq, the divine help, support, and ease that Allah places in certain situations to guide His servants toward what is best for them. When a relationship is meant for you by the will of Allah, you will notice that many things begin to fall into place naturally. It does not mean the journey will be completely without challenges, but there will be a noticeable pattern of things becoming easier at the right times and in the right ways. One of the clearest signs of divine facilitation is that major obstacles begin to clear up in unexpected ways. Sometimes, people face difficulties in gaining family approval, work-related complications, or other life responsibilities that seem to stand in the way of a relationship. When Allah wants you to be with someone, these difficulties often resolve in ways you could not have planned or predicted. Hearts that were once closed may suddenly soften. Situations that seemed impossible may open up, and resources or support that you thought you lacked may appear just when you need them. Allah is the best of planners, and when He chooses to ease your path, no one can stop it. Another sign of Allah's facilitation is that you find yourself repeatedly crossing paths with this person in ways that are healthy and respectful. You may be brought together through mutual friends, family gatherings, work, or religious events. Unlike forced or unhealthy connections, these meetings happen in ways that protect the dignity and boundaries of both people. They often feel natural and unplanned, yet they consistently present opportunities for you to build trust and understanding. It is as if Allah is gently guiding you closer to each other without compromising your values. When Allah is facilitating the relationship, you will also find that the people around you, those who truly care about your well-being, are supportive. Trusted family members, sincere friends, and wise mentors often recognize the goodness of the connection and encourage it. This external support is not based on pressure or social expectations, but comes from their genuine observation that the relationship benefits both people spiritually, emotionally, and practically. Sometimes, Allah sends people to help confirm that you are on the right path, especially when your own emotions might make it hard to see clearly. The process of moving toward marriage also becomes smoother when Allah is facilitating the relationship. While every couple faces challenges, a relationship that Allah is blessing will often experience a clear progression. Discussion become productive rather than confusing. Plans become more certain rather than constantly delayed. There is a sense of seriousness and commitment from both sides, and no one is left guessing about the intentions of the other. When Allah places barakah, blessing, in a relationship, it moves forward in a balanced, respectful, and steady way. Another important aspect of divine facilitation is that you will often notice inner alignment between your heart, your prayers, and the direction your life is taking. You feel peace when making decisions related to this person, and your du'as become more focused and sincere. Even when you face moments of uncertainty, Allah provides signs that bring your heart back to tranquility. You may see small signs in daily life, opportunities that bring you together, or you may simply feel a deep and consistent comfort when you think about this person's presence in your future. However, it is essential to remember that facilitation does not mean perfection. It is not about a completely obstacle-free journey, but about a journey where Allah continuously opens the right doors and strengthens you through the process. A relationship blessed by Allah will come with patience, but it will also come with a clear sense of movement and divine support. You will not feel like you are endlessly pushing for something that is slipping away. Instead, you will experience that when something is truly meant for you by Allah's will, He will make it reachable through His wisdom and mercy. When Allah wants you to be with someone who truly loves you, one of the most significant signs is the relationship's ability to endure challenges with patience, sincerity, and mutual respect. A relationship that is blessed by Allah is not perfect or free from problems, but it has the strength to survive and grow through difficulties. This resilience is a key indicator that the connection is built on solid foundations, not just temporary emotions or superficial attraction. Life will always bring trials, financial pressures, family disagreements, personal struggles, and emotional hardships. However, when Allah has willed for you to be with someone, these tests do not destroy the relationship. Instead, they reveal its true depth. Both people remain committed to working through problems together with wisdom, humility, and compassion. They do not rush to end the relationship at the first sign of difficulty. Instead, they face challenges as a team, knowing that every hardship is a test from Allah and an opportunity for growth. One of the clear signs of a divinely guided relationship is the way both people handle disagreements. In many relationships, driven only by emotions or worldly desires, conflicts quickly turn into blame, disrespect, or even complete separation. But when Allah blesses a relationship, both people are able to disagree without harming each other. They seek understanding instead of trying to win. They listen with patience, speak with kindness, and prioritize finding solutions instead of feeding their egos. Their love is not based on who is right or wrong, but on maintaining peace and mercy between them. A relationship that is meant for you by Allah's will also shows consistency through time. It is not something that fades when things become difficult. The feelings of care, trust, and sincerity remain steady even during periods of distance or emotional struggle. Neither person gives up easily because their connection is not just about personal happiness. It is also about fulfilling a responsibility and protecting the trust Allah has placed between them. They understand that love is more than just a feeling. It is a choice and a commitment that must be honored, especially when things are hard. Another beautiful sign is that both people are willing to grow and improve for the sake of the relationship and for the sake of Allah. They do not expect perfection from each other, but they support each other in becoming better Muslims and better partners. Their sincerity is visible not only in their words, but in their efforts. They keep making dua for each other. They keep trying and they keep showing up even when it would be easier to walk away. This level of dedication is rare, and it usually only exists in relationships where Allah has placed deep love and mercy. Ultimately, a relationship that can withstand life's trials is one that is blessed by Allah. It is strong, steady, and full of mutual patience and forgiveness. It teaches both people that true love is not about having a life without problems, but about building a life where both hearts remain united, with Allah at the center, no matter what they face. May Allah bless you and guide you to a life filled with mercy, love, and tranquility.